Blessed be y'all. This is Jen Fremont. Doing a second video here. I'm contemplating a lot of things. I have been talking about the ancestors a lot. I am deconstructing the social programming that I have been given, and I'm seeing a lot of things. I grew up in New Mexico, and my elders in New Mexico were products of what the U.S. government called the Indian schools. It was their attempt to take the Indians and turn them into white men and women. I have a picture of one of my great uncles. He's about probably between 14 and 16, something like that in the picture. He has a mohawk. He's wearing earrings and face paint. It's an old colorized picture, so I don't know the exactly what the colors were, because those were added later. It's a black and white photo that's been colorized. But seeing him in that way, they talked about that they would cut their hair and style it into what was the usual conservative white-looking hairstyle. The boys especially, they take away their earrings, or a lot of the boys would they shaved their heads, so they would make them grow their hair and then style it like the white people. They never did actually stamp out the Indian in them. They just put it so far underground that they were not really able to articulate to me, to the next generation, what the traditions were. They wore certain jewelry, they wore certain colors, they painted their house in certain colors. These all had meanings to them that I didn't recognize at the time. It was just a way of being. Ate certain foods at certain times of the year. I still don't know a whole lot about that. I went with my uncle a few times to the reservation, where he would go there often. He would go there on a weekly basis. He practiced the Indian ways, the spirituality, but he also went to a Christian church. A lot of times I wish they had been able to pass on to me the depth of that spirituality. I went one time with him, and he was doing a sweat lodge, and I didn't understand the significance of the time. I was probably 8 or 10, something like that. And the men took off their clothes, and they took their peyote, and they went into the lodge, and they left me to tend the fire. and to pass the stones back and forth. And when he came out, I asked him what he had seen. And he said he couldn't say. And then I asked him, how old will I need to be before I can do this? And he said to me, this is not your ways. When you're old enough, you will find your own way. And that has stuck with me I remembered that many years later when I started to find my own way. Maybe they understood that there was not anything in that for me. I don't know. I work with the Kachinas. I don't think of my practice as Indian. I've not been taught by any of their elders anything. But I do work with those spirits. I feel an affinity for those spirits because that is what I grew up with. I think that's important for people to have those connections to grow up with. In today's society, most groups do not have any sort of affiliation like that. They don't have that identity. I think those things help you form that core identity. Who are the spirits that your ancestors worked with? What forces did they work with? Those things shaped them, and they have shaped you whether you know it or not. And many people end up searching for things all their life because what we've been given is just garbage. There's no real spirituality to it. Whether you're talking about any of the religions of the book, I'll probably get hate mail for that, whether it's Judaism, Christianity, or Islam. I do not see real spirituality in most of their practices. It's buried in there. You have to dig it out. It's taken a lot for me to be able to dig out the real spirituality that is in Christianity. I have done that because that's also what I was indoctrinated with in growing up. But the churchianity that I was given was just, I never could get to the point of not questioning and just believing and going on, because I saw so much pain, I saw so much suffering from people that I couldn't explain. And the only explanation I was given is it's God's will. And I couldn't understand that. I still can't understand that. I don't know exactly where I'm going, what that self is going to be when I find it. Actually, I've already found it. I just don't have words to wrap around it. I hope this video helps you out. I hope it can point you in a direction that will help you find your roots, help you find your core self. Thank you for watching. This is Jen Freeman. Blessed be y'all.